Welcome to the Week in Gear, the show in which I rank the most exciting guitar gear released in the last 7 days, all the way up to my pick of the week. So, if you are a gear addict, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This week is full of signature guitars. So, before we get into the new ones, let's talk about some pre-loved ones, courtesy of this week's sponsor, Guitar Auctions at Gardiner Houlgate. They have a 3-day auction starting on the 14th of June, and they have 2 signature guitars in this month's catalogue that really caught my eye. Firstly, this Ace Frehley Les Paul is stunning, and unlike most of the ones that I see on the internet, this one is real. Also, for you Foo Fighters fans that don't like Epiphone, foreshadowing, there is a 2008 Gibson DG335 estimated to go for between £4,000 and £6,000. An absolute steal when you compare that to some prices I've seen online. It's not all high priced though. There are guitars starting at less than £100, and even if you don't plan on bidding, I urge you to spend some time gazing longingly through the online catalogue. If you don't live in the UK, don't worry, you can bid online and Gardiner Houlgate will assist you with the shipping. You can register to bid at guitar-auctions.co.uk, clickable link in the video description. Number 5 this week is from Orange and barely makes it into a list of new guitar gear, but it did excite me, and I'll explain why in a moment. Orange have released 2 Bluetooth speakers made to look like classic Orange amps and cabs. So, what have they named these Orange boxes? Orange Box and Orange Box L, of course. Both speakers offer 50 watts of power and are available in either black or orange finishes. They've got onboard batteries which give up to 15 hours of playback via Bluetooth or an aux-in jack cable. The boxes are made of wood, and on the electrical side of things, there's a Class D amp dealing with the bass, but everything above 300 Hz is powered by stereo Class A/B amps, which offer more musicality and higher fidelity. I learned some stuff today. I did some science research. These have taken Orange 6 years to develop, with lots of prototypes going back and finally arriving at what they've released. And it's really reassuring, as I read through the press release they sent me, that it's clear that Orange wanted something to sound good, not just cash in on something that, in my opinion, looks good. There's a lot of effort gone into making them sound musical. The Orange box, which is also available in black, has a 4-inch bass driver, weighs 3 kilograms, and comes in at around £275, whereas the Orange Box L, also available in black, has a 5-inch bass driver, weighs 4.3 kilograms, and comes in at around £315. Now, honestly, I was a little disappointed to see that the new Orange release was a pair of Bluetooth speakers. But then I realized how clever this is from a marketing point of view to have a Bluetooth speaker in the range, because that's getting more eyes on Orange products, and it could ultimately inspire non-guitarists to become guitarists, and then we have more guitarists in the world, which means more guitars and guitar products in the world. Good for us, the actual already guitar players. I would welcome either of these boxes into my home, but I just wish that there was some kind of guitar input, like the Fender Riff. For those of you wondering if this is the end of Orange guitar amplifiers, and will Orange now only be moving forward as a lifestyle brand? Nope! I have it on good authority, very good authority, that Orange's next release will be a guitar amp that's going to change everything. And that is coming really soon. In at number 4 are 2 new Epiphone Dave Mustaine Flying V signatures. Now, these guitars both have bound mahogany bodies and necks. They both have 12-inch radius ebony fretboards with 24 frets. Both guitars feature the Dave Mustaine Custom D profile, whatever that is. They both have Grover Mini Rotomatic machine heads and the Epiphone Locktone Tunematic bridge and stop bar. They both also include an Epiphone hard case. But the black metallic finish one has 2 Seymour Duncan Thrash Factor humbuckers, and the aged dark red burst one has Fishman Fluence humbuckers and a AAA maple veneer on the body. Yes, veneer, not a maple cap. I hope you glued your socks on this morning, because I'm about to knock them off with the price. The cheaper one costs $1,399, and the higher spec one costs $1,499, which, for me in Europe, translates to almost 1,600 euros and almost 1,800 euros respectively for Epiphones. Now, I know that artist signatures have a premium on top to pay the artist, but seriously? 1,800 euros for an Epiphone Flying V? You have to be a big Megadeth fan to shell out what used to be Gibson money for what used to be the more affordable overseas produced copy. I can enjoy an expensive guitar as much as the next dentist, but I know two things about these two signature Flying Vs. Number one, they are way overpriced. And number two, they're going to be sold out in minutes. Also, it's interesting that the logo on the back of the headstock looks like Dave playing a Jackson V more than an Epiphone or a Gibson. I'm not finished with the Megadeth frontman just yet. If Gibson haven't squeezed enough out of him this week, there's also a Kramer signature V available too, and that is only $1,299. For number three, we come back down to earth on pricing, and really back down to earth. Mooer have released two new micro pedals, the Micro Looper 2 and the Micro Drummer 2. First up, the Looper. It's a one-foot switch looper a la the TC Electronic Ditto. You can record up to 48 loops, each loop being up to 10 minutes long. There's a switch at the top to select from 3 memory banks, and then there's a great big rotary dial to select from 16 memory slots. It also has an auto record, which starts the loop when it detects a signal, and you can do the regular loop layering and double tap the foot switch to stop. Onto the Micro Drummer 2. The Micro Drummer 2 is a drummer in a pedal that you don't have to feed. It has 6 different genres, each genre containing 8 different grooves, giving a total of 48 rhythms. You can tap tempo of the groove with the foot switch and add fills with the foot switch. You can also adjust the EQ of the sound of the grooves, which is something I've never heard of before on one of these pedals. You can cut lows and boost highs, which should be useful for when mixing in a guitar amp. But both pedals are coming in at around $100, making them, I think, extremely affordable for what they're offering. They're also both huge improvements on the version 1s and are only about $10 more than those version 1s. I think looper pedals and rhythm pedals with built-in drums are now becoming almost a necessity for practice and performance. The looper is a strong contender for anyone looking for one in its price range, and the drummer features and sounds make it actually useful for playing live. And if I absolutely needed to have a drum sound and didn't have a drummer, I think these sounds would please most party audiences. Number 2 this week is also from Epiphone and also from Dave, but this time it's Dave Grohl. With the release of the new album But Here We Are, the Foo Fighters' Dave Grohl all but confirmed an Epiphone version of his Gibson DG335. With prices of used Dave Grohl's signature reaching tens of thousands, told you in the intro to the show, it makes sense for Gibson to cash in. It makes sense for Gibson to offer something the fans can actually afford. So this was leaked on Instagram by NME, and I took that photo and colorized it using a computer. And it seems that the guitar Dave is holding is golden, but I have my fingers and legs crossed that there will be a Pelham Blue model included as well whenever Epiphone officially drop this signature guitar. No more actual real info on this, as it's just a leak, but all I can say is that I hope we get pricing that fans can afford. But I'm expecting it to be in the range of the Bonamassa Epiphone, like $1,299, rather than the Dave Mustaine. Andy's Pick of the Week! Yes, I brought the jingle back after huge demand. My pick of the week is from Ibanez. Ibanez just dropped their June 2023 catalogue, and there are some very interesting guitars in that lineup. However, my pick of the week is the Ibanez PGM 50 BK. Paul Gilbert is one of the most exciting players on the planet, and he knows his guitars. The new signature features a basswood body with a bolt-on 5-piece maple and walnut neck with a rosewood fretboard. The neck is 25.5-inch scale. but the fretboard has a very flat 15 3/4 inch radius. Super cool for shredders, I guess. It is a black finish with painted on golden F-holes. I think they look amazing, and I love Paul Gilbert, so therefore I have no choice but to love this guitar. The hardtail bridge is an F106 hardtail bridge from Ibanez, that sort of model thing, and then it's got a set of Goto MGT locking tuners. As for the pickups, we've got two DiMarzio Air Classics in the neck and bridge positions, along with a DiMarzio PGM single coil in the middle position. Now here's something. The PGM50 comes with D'Addario 10 to 46 strings, which is a very regular string gauge for regular guitar players. But in a recent Instagram post, Paul said that he was using 8.5 gauge strings, dropped half a step so that they felt like 8 gauge. None of us are as mighty as the mighty Gilbert. Interesting to see that Ibanez put regular gauge strings on the guitar though. If you like it, it will set you back around 1,399 euros or dollars, which I think is more than a fair price for what seems to be a wonderful guitar. Paul is a hero of mine, and I really look forward to trying this guitar out. I know I will never play like him, but every time I see him play, his enthusiasm and energy makes me want to pick up a guitar. So, if I can channel just a small fraction of Gilbert through that guitar, I will be a happy Andy. As always, links are in the video description for up-to-date pricing in your region, and if you want more info on anything mentioned in this video. If you enjoyed this and want to be kept up to date on all new guitar gear, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye!